Welcome to a new fragrance review. Today I'm going to tell you what fragrance to wear with the shoes you're wearing. So, same as the two other video with the hat and the watch, I'm going to tell you fragrance to wear with the shoes from more casual to more formal. I won't go with house shoes like slippers and stuff like that. I will just go with normal shoes. And let's start with no shoes at all. So if you're wearing no shoes, it's you're inside, then it defies the point. And I will include flip-flop with no shoes. So if you're wearing flip-flop or no shoes, what I think will be good is something really fresh, maybe really citrusy. It doesn't have to be specifically citrusy, but something really nice, really fresh. And what I'm gonna put as a fragrance is Polo Earth. Polo Earth is really casual. It will be easy to dress it up. So if you're starting to wear shoes because you need to go somewhere, it will still smell nice. And fragrance is really nice, fresh, pretty interesting. It's just a good fragrance overall and would go well in really high heat in summer when it's so hot that you want to wear flip-flop. Would be great. Beach would be great next to the pool with friends. So yeah, I think will be a good scent. If you go a little step higher and wear running shoes or athletic kind of shoes, tennis shoes, not a sneaker, something that's really athletic, what you need is a gym scent. Now there's a lot of gym scent. I could name a lot of different fragrance. First one that I would say is sadly discontinued, and it's Extreme Polo Sport. I think I named it before. I'm not sure if I named it for another list not so long ago, or if it was the hat or watch video. I think it was a watch video. You can write it in the comment if you remember me talking about this fragrance not so long ago. Anyway, it's a really amazing sport fragrance. It has a little bit something. I don't know if it's the elemi or the pepper that just is really uplifting, gives energy. I have a little bottle of it, a little decan, so I'm not using it too often, but somehow when I wear it, it kind of gives me more energy. It like makes me want to work out more and to push myself more, so it will be a really great sport scent. But if I would go with something that more easy to find, let's call it like that, I would go with David Beckham and this one is a deodorant fragrance, but it's still project and lasts long enough. This scent is nice, it's fresh, it's not complicated. You just smell good, which is what you're looking for. It's a nice vetiver fragrance, but it's not overly like intense on the vetiver. It's a really good fragrance. I was thinking about it, and I think that's gonna be my new gym scent. It was kind of at the back of everything because I never wear it. But yeah, definitely this is a good scent for a gym scent. It's not those cheap soapy, weak fragrance like all of these. I mean, it's not like a powerhouse in either, but it's still more interesting than the other ones. Actually, I would say pretty much everything soapy and weak should do a good job as a sports scent. Now, if you go a little notch up and you wear a sneaker, what you want to have is with good fragrance with this would be a nice blue versatile fragrance, not necessarily aquatic, but something really versatile, something a bit sweet, something a bit fresh at the same time. And there's fragrance I discovered not so long ago, which is Hugo Dark Blue. I think will be the best fragrance with sneakers. Sneakers is that kind of versatile, not quite versatile actually, but versatile casual shoes that you can wear with a lot of things. For a lot of people, that's the most versatile shoes they're gonna have. I think blue fragrance would go really well with it. And Hugo Dark Blue is just the best blue fragrance on the market. That's why I'm putting this one with the sneakers. Now, if you go a little notch up in formality, I would put everything in the same category, but all those moccasin kind of shoes, like driving mocks and boat shoe, those shoes are more of a summer. I'm not going to put loafers in there, but you know, driving mocks, boat shoes, same category. I would say something that would go well is something nice, clean, versatile, most likely aquatic. Thinking of Acqua di Gio Profumo, would be Profondo also, but Acqua di Gio Profumo would be great fragrance with especially boat shoes, but also with driving mocks. Now, if you go a little notch up in formality and go with loafers, what I would see would go well with loafers would be something also versatile because loafers are versatile and are arguably more versatile than sneakers. What I think will go well with that kind of shoes, which is a bit more classic than sneakers, would be a fragrance that's more classic, maybe a barbershop fragrance. Now, I know I've barbershop fragrance before, but with a loafer, I would say the Dreamer would be a good barbershop fragrance. It's not quite barbershop, but it's really powdery. Or, I'm thinking about it, I would put Moustache Original 100 1949 Eau de Toilette. This actually would be a really great barbershop fragrance to go with loafers, especially with penny loafers or tassel loafers. Now, if you go again one little notch up and go with monk strap, either single or double or some other monk strap, I would see something a bit more modern, but not necessarily that modern, but not so much a classic. Monk strap is kind of a hybrid of something classic and something modern, and this is why I would see something like in between in the line of two, something maybe a bit eccentric without being too crazy, something that's weird and mainstream. I'm thinking maybe Encre Noir or Fahrenheit. Probably more Fahrenheit because we're talking about leather shoes and Fahrenheit smells like leather. So I would put Fahrenheit as the good fragrance, best fragrance to wear with monk strap. Now, if you go a little step higher, and I'm gonna put Blotcher and Derbies together, they're pretty much the same kind of shoes. I'm also gonna put boots in that category because technically a boot, it's a long derby. It's just instead of being a shoe, it's a boot. If you look at the lacing system, it's pretty much the same thing. Also in French, there's a term that is a bit archaic that it's called a rising derby, and a rising derby is a word. It means like a derby shoes that's higher. It's a boot. So it's the same thing. That's why I'm gonna put all of it together. I haven't talked about winter boots, but I think it's another category, and I won't talk about it either. But for specifically derby, I would see again something more classic, but not necessarily something elegant. The derby is more of a casual shoes. It's not formal or elegant shoe. It's more casual, and we could even argue that a monk strap is more formal than a derby. I would have trouble to argue against it, but for the video I'm gonna put higher. And what I'm thinking, there's English leather next to me that for some reason would be a really good fragrance. I think for with a derby, for some reason, I would imagine a splash on fragrance. It doesn't matter, like CK1 exists as a splash on fragrance, so it would work, but I would imagine a splash on fragrance being the good kind of fragrance to wear, the best kind of fragrance to wear with derbies, especially brown derbies with brogue, splash on fragrance. Now, a little step higher. We're getting really high in the formality scale, and what's higher and more formal than a derby shoe is a Chelsea boot. And I'm gonna put also the jodhpur boot at the same level, even though it's really rare, but both are pretty much as formal. And also, like the monk strap, it's something that's half classic, though it's not so classic, but half classic and half modern. But I would see it as something more modern, maybe as fragrance that seek to be classic, but at heart is modern. Two fragrances that I would see going well with that kind of boot are Drakkar Intense, the new fragrance, and also Polo Cologne Intense. I would say Drakkar Intense is the one I would put as the best fragrance to go with Chelsea boot, but any new flankers of a really old fragrance that kind of half ruined the DNA and half make something nice and new, that's the kind of fragrance would go well with Chelsea boot, because that's what they are. They are like an old school kind of boot made in a new way that kind of doesn't really know where it fits. Finally, Oxford shoes. Oxford shoes are shoe with a closed lace system. Not the most elegant kind of shoes, but the most elegant kind of shoes that, let's call it, normal people would wear, because more formal than that, there's like Oprah pumps and stuff like that that no one really wears, except like maybe 100 people in the world will ever wear. But with what normal people would wear, Oxford shoes is the most elegant, the most formal that they would wear. So what I would see as shoe that go well with an Oxford shoes is something really classic, something really formal. I think I already named it, but the fragrance that come in my mind is Armani Code, the original, which is a really nice, elegant fragrance. Goes well with a suit. It's what it's made for. Really elegant fragrance would go well, but this one I think will go best with Oxford. Typically, Oxford shoes are wear with a suit, so this is what made me think it would go well with that kind of shoes. But also, when you're wearing Oxford shoes, usually you're having at least a sport jacket or something. So, still is a fragrance that will go well with business casual kind of style, and that's why I think it's the best fragrance to wear with Oxford shoes. So that's gonna be it for today. If there's any shoes that you think that I haven't named, like for example cowboy boots, I'm just gonna say it as an extra. Cowboy boots, I would personally think of Stetson. The name, maybe it's the branding, but Stetson would go pretty well with cowboy boots. But if there's any kind of shoes that I haven't named and you want me to tell you what fragrance I think would be the best with these shoes, just write it in the comment. So thanks for watching and see you soon.